Wagwan sports fans, welcome back to another episode. I'm your host Joe Mar,
I'm Rush.
and this is This or That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting, and everything sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet.
Yes, people. So today we'll be having a discussion out of the bunch of things that Joe Moore mentioned. We're going to be discussing the upcoming friendly. It was friendlies, but now it's friendly against Catalonia in the month of May. Does it make any sense? Should we be doing this? Why are we doing this? Let's talk about it, bro. So let's give our initial reaction, and then we're going to be reacting to a clip of our interview that we did with Damien Law, and he gave his opinion on the whole friendly saga. So yeah, let's talk about it real quick. And people, before we even get into the video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Share, bro, give them the match real quick. Can we give them at the end? But no, we're gonna give them at
Yeah, because they aren't doing it, fam.
Yeah.
Each one of our subscribers right now, we're almost at 2,000. I would say we're almost at 1,800. If each one of you guys can get us 5 subscribers, do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day?
Yeah. Straight. So thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Now, bro, let's talk about it. So first of all, let's talk about the cancelled friendly, right? Against Basque Country, I think that is. In Spain. We should have had that game on the 27th of May. Yeah. Now we have it's not breaking news, but it was released that the reason for this is because, they were trying to get the game set up and they were coming up on the deadlines, to have the game, and they didn't meet it, so they apologize. Now, here's a statement from the JFF. The postponement became necessary as the hosts were experiencing challenges securing all the permits from their local authorities to host the game, and the deadline given had expired. So that's the reason for us not having the friendly anymore. What do you think about that?
Well, there's not much to think about it. At the end of the day, if what the JFF says is true, and the host couldn't provision the proper facilities or couldn't get the proper permits for keep the event, then what you can do, it is what it is. So I don't have much thoughts on it. The more games the Reggae Boys play, the better, I think, regardless of whether or not we can feel a first team, a second team, or a third team. The more chances Paul Hall has to see his men play football, the more chance he has to experience the pool of players that he has. I think it's better for the program. So obviously we're disappointed that we won't be able to play as many matches as we were supposed to play or as we can play. But what I think about the cancellation, it is what it is at the end of the day.
I agree. What I think though is that, seeing that we were supposed to have the international friendly against Catalonia, I would already be in Spain on the 25th. I guess JFF was trying to squeeze in a friendly. It seemed it might have been maybe at the last minute, I'm not sure, because I think the Catalonia one was announced first and then the Basque Country. So maybe they were trying to squeeze in and trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It never quite worked out. Yeah. So, as I said, not much to think about it. But the one that we do have playing, though, on the 25th of May, Catalonia. Now, this friendly make any sense, bro? The meat of the matter.
As I said before, just now, I think it does make sense. Like any chance you can have to put a group of players representing the country or that has the ability, or the eligibility to represent the country, any chance they get to put those players on the field and play together so that the coach can see his pool is always a good opportunity. So I most definitely think it is a good idea. A friendly is a friendly, bro, and it's not a FIFA day, so all the players won't be available. But if there are 20 players available to go out there and play, and Paul Hall can see more players play, giving him a wider variety of players to pick from when it's that time to pick. Of course, it makes sense.
The one concern I have about this is it might be a worse version of Peru, and then that wouldn't move the needle at all. You get me? I say, the international players won't be available. A lot of the people that play outside of Jamaica won't be available.
Yeah.
And so who would we really be having in this game? In fact, I have a quote again from the JFF. I guess they did either a press release or an interview, and this is what came out. So the JFF said that the international friendly against Catalonia will offer opportunities to look at new players, mainly from Europe. These new players, depending on the assessment of the technical staff, will play a role in the short, medium, or long-term plans and meet the objectives of incorporating new players in our roster as early as possible in a 4-year cycle. Now, the one good thing, well, not one good, but one of the good things that I heard in that was a 4-year cycle. That's all like we have a plan. That's all like we have a model that we're going to be following. And I'm excited for that. But I'm not quite sure of that. You players based in Europe being able to participate in this friendly.
Of course there will be. Next week a Super Sunday, bro.
Right?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
why,
true. The season finishes the
exactly.
season finishes what, 2 weeks from now? This was the last one.
Next week Sunday is Super Sunday, bro.
True.
And most of the seasons are already finished. And
Mm.
Premier League, next week Sunday is the last Sunday in Premier League.
Mm.
So why wouldn't they be available to play? Of course they're not going to be available to play.
Right. Well, I hope so. And
why wouldn't they be available to play? Them not gonna have no prior obligations, and it's gonna be literally a short plane ride from England to Spain before going to Jamaica. So all the players on May, when it's the 25th, all the players should be available to play that game on the 25th. All the European players, my apologies. The MLS players, of course, will not be able to make the trip, or the Western Hemisphere players.
But what I was more thinking is, say, the high-level professionals in Europe is what they were talking about, but maybe not. Maybe they're talking about the lower-level players, the Kaim Prices and the Tariq McGee's, and some of those players that maybe, because I'm thinking about it, would a Mikel Antonio or a Demar Gray or one of those players that just finished a heavy season, come and play for Jamaica a couple of days after their season, got finished, or maybe just join the team. A week or 2 later for the Nations League. Would they participate in this to come and basically, I don't know if this is a trials or whatever, because he mentioned seeing other players and see how they fit in the system. So I'm saying maybe he's looking more for the lower players.
If we're calling us a 23-man squad to play against Catalonia, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be players like Andre Blake and Damien Law and Devon Williams, Javian Brown, who are mainstays in the team, who will not be available for this game, right? So that is, I can say, anywhere between 5 to 8 spots that are freed up based on our predominantly MLS, USL players. So those spots can be filled by the likes of the Kaim Parises and so on and so forth that play in Europe. However, to fill out a 23-man squad, I would assume that we would still have our normal European players. Like, I would assume that Dylan Barnes would finally get a chance to play in this game, for sure. Unless there's a young goalkeeper. I heard about a young goalkeeper that they might try. I would assume that Bobby Reid might make a return, if only to play 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Robert Morrison seems like he loves playing for Jamaica, so on and so forth. I don't see why they wouldn't be available to play this.
I'm just thinking.
I'm not saying they should play come and play 90 minutes, but I think the vast majority of them should be able to make that trip. I don't see why not.
Fair enough. I'm just thinking and I'm wondering, the season just finished, a heavy season, a long season. Would they come? Would they not come? Some people may have a decision to make. Because we see people come in the last World Cup qualifying. People didn't come in the last World Cup qualifying window. And that was in an international break. No, when it's just say a trial.
No, but it was an international break that would be succeeded by the most important run of football for Bobby Reid, Mikel Antonio, Rafael Morrison, so on and so forth. Like, that international break would be succeeded by one of the hardest stretches of football. Like, we know Bobby Reid would have been trying for automatic qualification. Rafael Morrison, even though he came, Rafael did come, but Rafael would be fighting for to stay in the championship. Mikel Antonio will be still fighting for a European spot, so on and so forth. As compared to this now, what are they fighting for after their domestic season is finished? What is the important thing to fight for after that?
A lot of players want their time off, bro, before you head into a major tournament. Just to leave club football and then go straight into a friendly with Jamaica. Say a half a week or a week later after your season finished. I can see how some players would turn that down.
The US Nations League camp starts at the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and even our Nations League camp, because the first match is June 4th, correct?
You're
So
right.
if we have a 2-week camp before June 4th, that would come in sometime around the 25th.
Go announce a camp?
Well, I heard Damien Law speak about a camp.
Right.
I heard Damien Law speak that there would be a camp. So if the camp commences, say, a 2-week camp, that would be around the 25th. So could it be that the beginning of the camp is against Catalonia in Spain, and then the camp just continues from then? That's how I see it. So I don't see what should be an issue. However, it is also the chance to get to see some of the young players with Jamaican heritage. So I think that is something that we should definitely try to incorporate as well. So for example, Killer Taylor, so on and so forth. I'm not as familiar with the players with Jamaican eligibility as other people on this platform, such as Cataract, would be, right? But I do know that there's a vast amount of individuals with Jamaican ties that I think if they're interested, it would be a good way to get them into our system. But I do want to see the top guns from Europe.
You think we'll see a strong local base core in this team?
Gent.
Because I think I'm afraid we might,
But based on what you read just now.
Yeah, based on that, that would suggest
the implications of that would be that it isn't going to be focused on the local players, right? It will be based solely on our European contingent, because the JFF wouldn't have to be spending thousands of dollars to fly players from here to here. It would be one cheap ticket to fly an individual from Slovenia or to fly an individual from England, or Norway to Spain. You know, it would be way easier than flying somebody across the Atlantic, across the Atlantic and over Africa into Europe for thousands of dollars. It would make any sense to me. I do believe that we can field a 20-man squad of solely European-based players.
And this can prove, as say, a trial to make it into that Nations League camp. You know, for say the Jamal Laws and some of those players that are on the fringes that we think should be in the squad.
Exactly.
You know, see Jamal Law go and have a very good performance against Catalonia, makes his way into the Nations League. So yeah, very good points. Before we go though, bro, I'm going to play Damien Law's opinion on this, and then we're going to give a reaction.
All right.
Really good. All right. So here, and again, quick plug. We did an interview with Damien Law people, like 2 hours or more. Go and check it out.
Yeah.
Now, here is the clip.
We just confirm next official.
You can go 3 friendlies or 2 friendlies.
Talk to us about that. We really be able to make a trip. Why understand that?
You know, my honest opinion.
Yeah.
You think, well, to be honest, it might make sense for the local guys to get the experience. But if we're going into a tournament that is so important for us, we didn't make it to the World Cup, so this is the World Cup. We have to win this tournament.
Sure.
We have to. Brother, none of us are going to be able to play that game. It's not a FIFA window.
Yeah, no, it really is.
So aren't they getting FIFA games before? Are there FIFA days before?
No.
I don't think FIFA days anymore. So wait.
All right. So we won't. He just confirmed it, and we already knew. But we won't have any of the MLS or the USL players, which maybe a good or a bad thing. I don't know.
I don't think it's a good thing. It can't be a good thing.
Opportunity to see other players, that could be the good side. The bad side is that our core had an opportunity.
Well, yeah. Because as I said, there are players in Europe. There are players in Europe that I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to finally be looked at. You know, so definitely for sure. As I said, I disagree with him in the sense that it doesn't make any sense, because it does. It does make sense, and I am happy that we are proactive enough to organize a friendly after the European season and right before the Nations League season. In addition to that, they also secured a friendly in between the second Suriname game at home. We'll travel to Uruguay before we come back to play Mexico.
Yeah.
So, kudos to the JFF for organizing games for the players. I hope they don't spend $1 million to carry local-based players, if in fact there are European-based players willing and able to play And to that point, I do hope that our European contingent is willing and ready to play against Catalonia. It is important.
Yeah, no, that would be a, and I'm not even sure if we would get any insight on it, but we'd love that. We'd love to see all of the people, from England, Germany, wherever you are in Europe, that people are calling out for these guys. Liam Moore, come give me 45 minutes and show that we'll select you instead of my rapper. Come show it.
Exactly.
Jamal Lowe, come show that you should be there instead of Bobby Reed or instead of Green or Lamar. Come and show us instead of saying that we should pick you just because. Yeah. So I agree with that. The friendly against Uruguay. You think that's a good friendly? In terms of difficulty. Or is it too hard of a game?
It can't be too hard of a game. Iron sharpen iron, bro.
You don't think we need a confidence booster between those games?
What we do with a confidence booster in between those games? I will literally just play Suriname twice. What more confidence boosting we need than that? We play Suriname twice and now we're going to play Mexico. So the Uruguay would be a very good game to prepare us for a difficult opposition in Mexico.
Bro, what I'm afraid of is a thrashing against Uruguay.
If we get thrashed by Uruguay, then we'll get thrashed by Mexico. 6.5 does not. Uruguay is not better.
I feel like we could have get a better friendly. Who we can think about. Someone I've said the quality of a Costa Rica Panama.
The quality of Uruguay and Mexico are comparable.
It's not that far, but I feel like.
So why wouldn't we want to get somebody who is close in quality to Mexico? That's Uruguay is a great friendly. Uruguay is a great friendly. In fact, a team better than Uruguay, I'd be happy with as well. But Uruguay, I think, is a comparable team to Mexico. Let me pull up the FIFA World Rankings, right?
Yeah. Give me some more perspective on that. Because personally, I feel like we could get an easier game. Not say a game where we have a Caribbean team 6 or 7-0.
All right. So Uruguay is ranked 13 in the world and Mexico is ranked 19 in the world. I think both teams are pretty equal. I think Uruguay and Mexico are very, very, very equal opposition. And we are going to play Mexico in a very serious match 4 days later. So why wouldn't we get a team that's very comparable to them to be able to play against them? I am sure my hand.
Yeah, I understand that point. It's testing yourself against that level of difficulty, but it could prove good and beneficial to have, say, someone of lesser quality to work, the strategies that you're going to apply against Mexico and see how well the team,
if you can't work them against Uruguay, then how are you going to work them against Mexico?
But you need it in practice, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we just get for practice 2 times against Suriname. Keep in mind, we play Suriname twice. Which should be practiced. I'm not saying Suriname's a walkover, but Jamaica should beat Suriname twice.
Yeah, but don't count it. You see it straight.
I'm not counting it, but I'm saying yes, a lesser opposition. That's right. Suriname. Right. We get Suriname twice, right? Yes, one away and one at National Stadium. And then get ready for Mexico. It's kind of like a dress rehearsal. Uruguay is a better team than us in terms of quality. But I do think we possess enough quality to be able to beat Uruguay. If we play discipline, I will play our game. And it's the same with Mexico a few days later. So I think Uruguay is the perfect friendly because they're in the same quality range. I think Mexico and Uruguay are similar in talent. And I do think that is a very good friendly. I'm very happy with that friendly.
And that's on the point. Quick before we go though, bro. Because we're going to be we should be doing a live tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about this predictions and whatever for
tomorrow or today or yesterday.
Later on. I'm pretty sure it will be later on. I probably said that. Anyway, for the Nations League, we're going to be talking about it and what we expect. But before we go, bro, where I expect out the Nations League? Real quick. We don't even have to discuss it too much, just a quick, take.
I'm expecting us to defeat Mexico and to qualify to the second round. My expectations. Once we play what we can do.
As Damien Law said, this is our World Cup. So I see why we should feel our strongest team. I see why we should go for this Nations League title. I see why we should be expecting, to go as far as possible in this competition. And if Jamaica can win it, that would put a lot of good energy around the team, building
Sure.
for Gold Cup and World Cup cycle to come.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. But people, thank you for tuning into this one. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a comment too. Talk to us. We like to communicate with you.
Yeah. It was a long video. So for the people that were still there, you guys are the real ones. Anyways, this was This or That Sports TV.
And we're out.